everybody, welcome back to the channel. A little different challenge today. Just trying to get loose at about 5:45 in the morning. Anybody else warm up like that? No driver. Strictly using our irons today. I left the driver in the car, and that could be the best 2-iron we've hit all year. My hope is in doing this challenge that I get to hit a few different clubs into the greens or layup opportunities. Just switch it up a little bit. So here on the 10th, instead of maybe a pitching wedge or a gap wedge, we've got a full 9-iron in, which ends up probably being a little bit too much club. The greens are a little firm here at Hawthorne, not in a bad way. They roll really nicely, but a little bit hard to stick them. It's always been adventurous for me on the 10th hole, so a tap-in par to start is something we will definitely take. On to the par 5 11th hole, our second of the day. Modder's got driver off the tee, big advantage. 2-iron is really where we're going to start to see a difference in club here. Typically I'd hit driver down pretty much this exact same line, but this one misses the fairway to the right, and we're left with what is a forced layup from about 280 yards. The last time we played this hole, I had 230 yards in and played a 3-iron onto the green. This time we're laying up with a 6-iron to about 100 yards. Now we've got a 60-degree wedge from an awkward lie that comes out low and left and then gets the kick of the century right towards the hole, leaving us with a relatively makeable birdie putt here from about 15 feet, and we leave it low. That's been a typical story, but a par on the par 5 second hole of the day is something we'll certainly take. This is a well-struck putt from Modder here, but gives you an idea of how slippery these are. It doesn't take much, and there's just little nuance to the greens that make them tricky. The 12th hole is our third of the day. Just over 300 yards on the scorecard. Modder's got driver. It is an option here to hit driver and go for the green, one that I rarely take, and so 2-iron is pretty comfortable off of this tee for me. And I strike that one well, maybe a little bit right of my line, but totally safe as we approach a front left pin. I've got a 56 degree in hand here, and this one comes out a little left, but again, I'm surprised that it doesn't stay on the green. The greens are quick and it rolls off to the fringe. So I've got a putt from about 20 feet here for birdie, which I think I'm pulling again. It is to a relatively comfortable range of 3 feet. Again, I'm going to take my time on it though. Very little break in this one. Hopefully just hit it hard center of the hole. There we go, par. The par 3 13th is another 2-iron hole off the tee, just shy of 230 yards. Depending on where the pin is, it could be a 4-iron, but again, I'm pretty comfortable here with 2-iron off the tee. Now that doesn't mean I'm gonna hit the green, and I don't here. It starts on a pretty good line, but takes a sharp turn to the right. This is a tough green to hit. I was pretty much in this same position a week before and got up and down for par, albeit making a long putt. I've left this chip in a pretty good spot, just below the hole, very makeable for par. All right, line this one up, and I think I push it. Kind of the opposite of the last couple of holes with my putts. Bogey. coming into this no driver challenge, I had a couple of holes in mind that I thought would be a little bit awkward to be hitting iron, and the 14th is definitely one of them. One of the longer par 4s at Hawthorne, I really want to hit a driver on this hole because the green itself is a little bit tricky and I want to have a wedge in hand. But this 2-iron is absolutely smashed. I end up having what is a 9-iron into this green, which is downhill. I slip a little bit and it leaks out a bit to the right. A front pin is really tricky here. While it looks straightforward, anything beyond the pin is going to slide a lot. And while I'm nearly pin high, this one has a lot of break to it. You can see I'm aimed well out to the right. And it's a pretty good line, but it's a tentative stroke that lacks the pace required. So I've got a short putt for par, which I'm just going to step up and hopefully knock in. And I do. Motter played this hole great. This is a putt for birdie. Drains it. First birdie on 14 I've seen maybe ever. The 15th is a driver hole, so we'll see where we end up with 2-iron. You want to take it just inside that tree, which seems to be right next to the fairway. And that one has a good line, but leaks a little bit to the right, but definitely safe. From about 220 yards, I've got 4-iron. I'm hoping to play a bit of a cut on this one. And it's perfect. I have no idea where it's going to end up, but I know that there's a good chance it's going to be right near the front of the green or maybe trundle on. A tricky little pitch shot here for Motter. He lands it short and the greens are slick. This one runs out to the back. Well, that 4-iron turned out to be fantastic. We're pin high with a chance for eagle. We definitely should be getting a stroke back here. This putt, though, is downhill with a little bit of break to it, and I'm nervous, to say the least. And I leave that putt short, which is definitely not the desired location, but this is a makeable birdie for sure. Oh, and how many times have we seen that story? Missed short birdie putts, par. The 16th is always tricky for me and definitely doesn't require driver, so I'm pretty comfortable standing over this one. I end up hitting a great 2-iron here. It's got a little bit of a draw on it, which leaves me in a fantastic spot for my approach. I stood over this one for a while. The wind was in, maybe a little bit off the right, and I've got a 7-iron with about 175 yards. We'll see after this shot, Motter and I discuss a little bit. We think the wind either stopped blowing in or changed directions to be behind. And I end up on the back of the green just off with a bit of a breaker from the fringe for birdie. I got this one there, but it's got way too much pace and rolls out a good 6-7 feet by. Motter's giving me the read here. But even with that read, I can't convert, just burning the edge. We'll have to settle for bogey. Motter and I have never really been able to figure out the 17th. It's a really reasonable par 3, and this pin is dead center. But it's always challenging for us to hit the green. And I've got 9-iron here, hoping to just land on the front. And I pull it off. So I've got an uphill birdie putt coming that we can hopefully get a stroke back on. You can tell I knew that one was bad stroke the whole way, and I've got myself 5 feet left for par. Huge mistake. But it always seems like those putts go in. So on to the 18th, 2 over, long par 4, Definitely a driver hole, so I'm in a bit of a pickle here with the 2-iron. I struck this well. It looks like it's turning just left of that bunker, and I think I'm probably in the rough and safe. Matter's got driver, and he absolutely smokes it. It's headed down that perfect line just towards the trap. If he clears it, he's in a go zone. Unfortunately, we both find ourselves in the bunker, a position I haven't been in before on 18. I've got 4-iron from 200 yards, and I think this might be my best shot of the entire year. I really caught that one clean and end up just on the front of the green. We're calling this in the bunker given how much sand Mike's going to take here. But he punches out really nicely with the 6-iron with just about 20 yards left to get to the green, and then pitched it up there for birdie to get a stroke back, and probably pulled it again. I definitely thought it was going to break, but we're just even with the hole with a chance to finish 2 over on the day. Lipped it in, but 38 with no driver, we'll take it. We were a lot more consistent and out of trouble with this 2 over par round. It was our putting that let us down. We got to get back and practice on that. If you like this content, like and subscribe.